welcome to session 6 of our boot camp, and we've still got our small ball and we've got some really fun moves to do together today. But today we do a bigger section on our mobility, then we do our Pilates, then we finish off with just a cheeky stretch at the end. Alright, so let's get straight into our mobility. We're going to be starting off with the ball behind our head. So your elbows are facing forward, sitting up nice and tall. Head is just gently resting into that ball. As we exhale, we're going to start to bring the ball down towards the floor very gently. Inhale to come back up. Exhale to come back down. Inhale back up. Exhale down. I have no idea what the weather is doing today. It's raining, then it's sunny, then it's windy, so you just have to excuse whatever happens. Just roll with it. Really reaching your forehead down towards the floor. Sitting up nice and tall. Last one. Come back up. We're going to hold that ball out in front of us. Both hands on. And then we're going to do some infinity circles. So we have to roll the hands around. Get as deep as you can into that figure 8 position. It's like a sideways figure eight, the infinity circle. So we're just scooping around, side to side. Really get as deep as you can into the curve of that 8. Swap directions now. Coming around to the left. Really rotating your hands around that ball to get that nice figure 8. Enjoy the rotation in your shoulders here. Beautiful. Okay, so you're going to take the ball, pop it on your head with your right arm. And now the left arm is going to reach under and hold your wrist. And you're pushing that ball into your head. And as we inhale, we're raising that underneath arm up. Really pushing it up. Drive the elbows. Exhale, come back down. Inhale. Push the hand into the head slightly, just to supporting. Coming up. Drive the elbows up. Exhale, back down. Inhale, fill your chest. Raise your elbows. Coming back down. Still sitting up nice and tall. Okay, and uncross the hands. Swap sides. So now my left hand is pushing that ball into my forehead. Cross the right arm around to grab the wrist. Okay, so we inhale. Really drive the elbows up. Exhale, come down. You want to have the ball just slightly further up than your forehead, like it's on the top of your head. And it's only very gently sitting there. Really raise the elbows up. Inhale, raise those elbows up as high as you can. Exhale, curling back down. Inhale to raise, that's your last one. Okay, so we're going to come all the way up into a standing position, and give me 1 second to check that. Okay, hopefully that's all sweet. So you want to have your legs out nice and wide. micro bend in them, and then we're going to do some windmills. So the ball comes down and we reach, swap over, swap hand onto the other ball, really push into the ball as you reach around, swapping sides, ball down, reach, come back over, bending in those knees. We don't need straight legs here, we're not doing a hammy stretch, we're actually really trying to open up through the spine. Okay, one last reach. Awesome, come back up. Feet are going to come back into hip distance, and we're going to do ball throws. So just on one side of the body, you're holding the ball so that it's in between your palms, slightly bend the knees, it comes down beside you, you're watching the ball, and then you come all the way up over your other shoulder. Bend the knees, get that ball down as far as you can, all the way up over your shoulder. Okay? So you just bend and really stretch. Eyes following that ball all the time. Ball comes down, up over the shoulder, down, and up, down, and up. Last one. And we're just going to switch sides. So into the other side. Ball down. And up over our shoulder. And down. So the bum has to sort of squat down a bit. Try to make sure that your knees don't come over your toes. So you're sitting back into your heels. And then you drive up through the heels as you rotate up and around. Really try to find height as you come up. Nice. Reaching up. Reaching up. Beautiful work. So you poke that bum back, and then you really rotate up and around. Last one. Beautiful. So just come down into a yogi squat for me. I've just got to change the camera angle again. Cool. So we're in a yogi squat here. So feet are out at a 45-degree angle. And then we're going to be doing some falls, and we're going to roll the ball behind us. So ball comes out to the right. We fall down, you roll the ball all the way over to the other side, and you fall down that way. So come back up into center, then you roll the ball behind you, comes out to my right hand side, and then I fall down onto it. Push up off the ball, roll it behind us, and then I fall down to the left. Push up off the ball. Okay, keep going. Okay, so when you get over to the right hand side now, we're going to fall down, and then we're going to really reach the arm back with that ball. Coming back in to our center point. Push yourself up off the ball. It's going to come round to the left. We fall down and we really reach. Back to here. Pushing up. Pass the ball around. We fall down and then you reach. My arms are too long for this space. So you push yourself up. Pass the ball around. Sitting down and reach. Back. Push yourself up. Pass the ball, and then we reach. Okay, so we're going to do, we are going to lie on the ball here with it just on our groin, okay? So we're lying on, we've got our arms nice and wide, no weight going through those hands. And then You want to really pull the abs in. And we're going to inhale, raising the head up. Raising up, raising up, raising up. And exhale, come back down. Really drawing the shoulder blades back together. Get your hands close in by your head. Raising up. Coming down. Raising up. Coming down. Raising up. Okay, and push yourself all the way up and over onto your back. The ball is just going to be in between your shoulder blades here. And we're coming down. And what you want to try and do here is reach the arms up overhead and then drive the elbows in towards your body. Reaching up overhead, drive the elbows down in towards your body. Reach up, driving down. Reaching up, driving back. That was your last one. Okay, so we are moving into our Pilates section of today. And so we need to remember about the T-zone. So with the T-zone, we are pulling that pelvic floor up. We crunch hip bone across to hip bone. And we flatten the whole thing down. So pull up, hip bone to hip bone, flatten down. Okay? Alright, so as long as we've got the T-zone, remember, neutral spine, imprinted spine, inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth, ribs to hips, chin tuck, shoulders down and back. Beautiful. Okay, so we're actually going to start today sitting up with the feet on the ball. And then what you're going to do, with your hands out in front of you, you're going to start to inhale to T-zone, exhale, you curl the tailbone up towards the belly button, and you start to extend the legs out long. Pick a point with your eyes just past your feet and keep them on it. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, tailbone to belly button, really scoop through these abs. Keep that chin slightly tucked. Arms hugging back into your shoulder socket. We're just inhaling to come back in and tighten the T-zone. Exhaling, curl that tailbone up, extend the legs out long. Shoulder blades down and back. Still staring at that point that you've picked. Don't let that chin start to jut out. Coming back up, neutral spine, T-zone tight, and then flex. Last one. Okay, and as you extend this time, we're just going to prepare to do some roll-ups, okay? So bring those feet in and very slowly roll yourself down onto the mat. So hands are just going to be up above our shoulder socket, directly up, palms facing the knee. Inhale T-zone. We're going to do a full roll up. So exhale, curl the head up first as always, and arms reach, and we're curling up, 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 up. Extend those legs out, come back in, and exhale, curl, 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 until we're back. Inhale T-zone. Exhale, slide those ribs to hips. Coming all the way up, little push out with the ball. Bring it back in. Exhale, curling down. Control. Shoulders down and back. Inhale T-zone. Exhale, curl. Reach. neutral, flex. Okay, coming up. Alright, that was your last one. Just bring that ball in until you can grab it with your hand, and you're just going to pop it underneath your bum, like right at the base of your spine, the top part of the crack of your bum, and we are going to imprint that spine, bring the legs up into a tabletop position. Okay, so you want to try to make sure here that you've got your knees directly above your hips, and what we're going to do is we're just going to gently bicycle the legs. So you inhale T-zone, exhale, we extend one leg out long, inhale, bring it back in, back to that nice tabletop, exhale, extend, inhale, back in, keep tighten that T-zone. You're going to be rocking about on the ball, so it's really important to tighten through the T-zone, keep that spine imprinted, extending, exhale, ribs to hips, inhale, coming back in T-zone, exhale, ribs to hips, extend and point, inhale, back in, tighten the T-zone, next one. Okay, so now I want you to extend the legs up the best that you can. You can stay down here if you're struggling with this one, and we're just going to do some little scissors. Okay, so one leg stays high, we're imprinting the spine, T-zone is tight, and we're just going to bring one leg down, only a little bit, only a foot or so. So just exhale down, inhale back up, exhale down, inhale back up. Really maintain control, find length in those legs, make this as small a movement as you can, ribs to hips every time that foot comes down. Support your spine. Just keep an eye on your legs. Make sure that they're not trying to internally or externally rotate as you're moving them down. So really small move. Keep that spine imprinted. Really fun trying to control yourself with the ball, isn't it? Okay. Start to make them a little bit wider. Control it back up. Okay, then bring your feet down one at a time. Bring that ball out from underneath you. We are coming all the way onto our side for some awesome side lying exercises. So the ball is underneath our ribs here, and we've got our knees bent, feet are in line with the bum, on our elbow, hand on head, other hand also on head. Make sure that elbow is right underneath your shoulder. Lift up, squeeze underneath that shoulder, and what we're going to do is kind of similar to the last workout. We're doing knee to elbow, but this time your hands stay on your head, we're not extending. So exhale, inhale, back down, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Rib to hip every time that knee comes up. Inhale, T-zone. Exhale, rib to hip. Keep going. Still squeezing underneath the armpit. Don't collapse into that ball. No cheating here. Coming back up into that nice stacked position every time. Hips stacked, shoulders stacked. Chin stays tucked. Okay, so now leaving the ball where it is, you're going to let your forearm come down. You've still got shoulders straight above the elbow, and we're going to raise these feet up in the air. Do you know what's going? The old clam. So we've got our hands on the waist, two jobs, pushing the waist away to stop collapsing and so you can feel that glute med on fire. All right, inhale, T-zone. Really lift up, squeeze under that armpit. And exhale, peel the knee up and away. Woo-hoo. Inhale, come back down. Exhale, squeeze those heels together. Remember, we only open as far as we can before we want to start to rock open. Keep those hips stacked. Keep your fingers on them to make sure they're staying stacked. Take a point with your head. Squeeze those heels. The more you squeeze the heels, the more booty gains we're going to get. When we're up in this position, you'll actually feel that the old stabilizing booty, the one underneath, has to do some work as well. Beautiful. Okay, last one. And we're just going to finish this booty off with a really nice exercise. So, you've got the ball underneath the lower leg. We're going to find a nice long position here. Okay, so you want the underneath leg sort of pointing out towards the corner of your mat. And then you've got the upper leg is slightly higher than hip level. You've got the toe facing down towards the floor. This underneath leg will have to bend slightly, and then we're lifting. We're lifting up, back to that starting position, push up, hips stacked, shoulders stacked, driving that heel up to the sky, foot is relaxed. Keep the knee facing forwards. We haven't rotated, the foot is just relaxed. And we're driving. Driving. Really pushing that heel up. Push. Tighten the T-zone. Push with the glutes. Push with the glutes. Push. Last one. All right. I know that one is pretty brutal. It's the best though. It's the best one. Alright, let's swap over and do them on the other side. So ball is underneath our ribs. And for this, we've got the elbow underneath the head. Other hand also on here. And then we're going to be doing those elbow to knee crunches, okay? So really make sure you've got the ball under your waist and you're lifted up. Try and get those shoulders stacked one on top of another. Okay, here we go. T-zone tight and exhale. Inhale, return back to that nice stacked position. Keep squeezing underneath that armpit. If you really want to challenge yourself, you could start extending that leg instead of bringing it back to kneeling. But you extend out straight. Keep squeezing underneath that armpit. It's very easy to start to collapse here. We're going to stay strong. Full body. T-zone tight. The ball creates instability and we're combating it with our rock solid T-zone that will not be shaken by the little ball. Okay, so coming into that clam. So down on the forearm, shoulder directly above the elbow. We have got, move the ball slightly up so it's underneath your ribs, okay, rather than your waist here. Feet are raised up in the air, hips stacked, shoulders stacked, squeezing under the armpit. And we're just going to do clam openings, okay? Inhale, squeeze that T-zone, squeeze those ankles. Exhale, peel the knee open. Keep the fingers on the hips until you find that point where you want to start to rock open, and don't let it happen. Hips stacked one on top of another. Abs pulled in. Every time you open, ribs to hips. Squeeze underneath that armpit. T-zone. Squeeze the heels. Inhale, T-zone. Really tight, really tight. Exhale, squeeze. Push up in, out of that armpit again. Don't let yourself collapse. This one's a real burner. Keep going. Keep those feet lifted, ankles squeezing. You've got this. Just a couple more. You've got this. Last one now. Oh, so good. Alright, get that ball down. If you put it down in the front corner, then you can just rest your leg on it. Knee can be down on the mat. Then we've got the straight leg directly in line with that underneath leg. Foot is just relaxed, which allows the toe to kind of drop towards the floor. And then we're driving up with this glute. So inhale, T-zone. Exhale, drive the heel up. Keep the knee facing the same way. We're not rotating the whole leg here. We are driving up from hip height upwards. This is a real burner, but it's so good. Exhale, drive that heel up. Inhale, trickles back down. Exhale, we drive. Inhale, trickle, T-zone. Drive. Ribs to hips every time you drive. Inhale, back down. Exhale, ribs to hips. Get so much more power when you activate your core to do glute work. Don't make it all about that one muscle. Bring your core into it. Okay, this is your last one. Make it a good one. Woo! Bend that knee in. God, I love these exercises. Okay, so what are we up to now? We are going to do some pelvic curls. So come all the way down here. All right, we're going to have the ball up overhead. So we've got our feet hip distance apart, neutral spine, T-zone tight, shoulders down and back, chin tucked in. As we exhale now, you're going to curl the tailbone up towards the belly button, and then you keep peeling. Peel that spine up, 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 straight line. We pass the ball around. Comes back up, T-zone's tight, and we exhale down. Nice and controlled. Straight away, we start to curl back up. Really drive through those heels. Really control the knees because they want to wobble as you're coming up and down in this position, but you're going to keep them driving straight up towards the sky. T-zone tight. Let's go again. Exhale. Curl up. Squeeze the glutes. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Passing the ball. Exhale, come back down. Okay, so we're going to curl back up this time. When you get to the top, instead of doing the ball pass, I want you to hold. Even wriggle the heels in a little bit closer to your booty. Squeeze the glutes. And what we're going to be doing is driving, so really drive through your right heel and you're lifting your left knee up. So the left knee comes towards your chest and you pass the ball. Come down, hold tight, reset, and then go again. Drive through that right heel. Keep the height in the lift. Keep the height, keep the height, keep the height. Comes back down, reset. Inhale, T-zone. Exhale, drive. Keep that height. Inhale, T-zone. Exhale, we're driving through the heel. Pull that knee up towards the chest. Pass that ball around with as much control and quality of movement as you can get. Squeeze the booty, squeeze it as hard as you can, and then do the movement. Come back to that nice straight line every time. One more. Okay, we're going to curl back down. Just take a little break here. Let the knees gently rock from side to side with an imprinted spine. Gently rocking out. We're going to be coming back up and doing the other side, okay? So back to center. Alright, so exhale, start to curl that tailbone. Up, up, up. Keep those knees straight up. Find your nice straight line. And then now I'm driving through my left heel. Driving through, squeezing my glutes as hard as I can. And I lift my right leg up towards the chest, keeping the height. Keep the height, keep the height, keep the height. Leg comes back down. Reset. Really think about what you're doing. Control the leg as it comes up and down. That other leg, the knee does not wobble. Stabilizing here. Squeeze the glutes as hard as you can. I don't care if you only do this move once, you do it with control and come back down and then come up and do another one. Alright, we're done with that one. I know that one is a bit of a toughie, but we're finishing with a really fun move just to counteract that one. And I apologise in advance if my ball goes flying while I do this, but the idea, in fact I should do it the other way so I'm not throwing it all the way down the garden. So we're going to be throwing the ball up and catching it in between our legs, okay? So you just throw it up and you try and catch it between your legs. Keep your spine imprinted. As you can see, I'm really good at this. It's just a bit of fun to finish this off, okay? So spine is imprinted. We throw up, way, and we catch. Bring it back in. Make sure that spine's still imprinted. Throw up, woo! Then bring it back in. Spine is imprinted. Throw up. Getting better. No judgment if you are also throwing the ball all over your room. Can be done with a pillow as well. Bringing it back in. Beautiful. I'm saying that. I don't know if yours is beautiful. I'm quite proud of myself right now. I'm on a roll. Got a streak going on. Alright. Last one. Woo! And we can roll ourselves all the way up. Pop that ball down. And then you're going to roll all the way down. And I want you to have arms in cactus. And then just bring the legs up. And we're going to let both knees falling out to the side. You've got your knees and your ankles together. Just try not to arch through the back as the knees fall out. So you keep that very minor sort of imprint. And we are just stretching out through the hips, rolling side to side. Arms stay down. Woo. Really slow your breathing back down. In through the nose, out through the nose. Okay. Now coming back in. I'm just going to pull one knee up and over. Keep in your cactus position. Nice gentle breathing. Coming back in. Stretch that leg out, bring the other one in, bring that knee across. Keeping these shoulder blades down on the mat. Slowing the breathing down. Come back into center, and you can spend as long as you like just chilling on the mat here with your hands down by your side. You could even chuck on a little meditation, do some breath work for recovery, or just relax. I'm going to come back up. How good was that session? So much fun doing stuff with the ball. I absolutely love it. It's a game changer bringing in these little bits of equipment. Remember, you can always be doing these. I think most of them pretty much you could do with a small pillow as well. Doesn't necessarily have to be a ball. But yeah, they're really cheap to get online. Super cheap. So yeah, just have a quick Google. They're just called a mini ball or a small ball Pilates. And yeah, I hope that you enjoyed that workout as well. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Please leave any comments, feedback. Let me know how you got on throwing that ball and catching it. And yeah, subscribe to my channel if you want to keep up to date with all of the content, all the workouts and everything that I'm putting out there. Have a wonderful day, guys. See you later.